Are you listening to yourself? Hello, my name's Chet Davis, and this is Reflections. One of my mentors, one of my heroes, Fred Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, once said, "Love begins when we listen to ourselves and our neighbors." I believe there's so many voices in our lives today, and I use the voices broadly to mean the actual voices of people. But I think there's also so much noise, and these voices can translate into noise sometimes. Some of the noises are perhaps good. There's wonderful music to be heard. There's, audiobooks, books on tape. There's the noise from the radio and the television. There's videos you can watch on Facebook. I would even say there are voices that come from the books we read, from newspapers and articles, the voices of our family members, the voices of people at work, the voices of people on the street, the noise that surrounds us. All of these voices we are exposed to all day long, and even while we sleep sometimes, this sound that encompasses our world. And I want to go back to what Fred Rogers said, is that love begins not only when we listen to our neighbors, when we listen to our family members, to our partner, to our children, to our parents, but love begins when we listen to ourselves. I've been guilty of this in my life, and perhaps you have too, where we disavow our own inner voice, where we allow the other voices in our lives to guide us and direct us, when maybe, and I think it's a lot of the times, we know if we deeply, truly listen to our inner voice, when we listen to ourselves, there's probably a lot of wisdom and strength to be gained. And over the past week, I've been thinking about this particular topic, this concept, and I believe this is why it's so valuable, why so many people find great value in starting their day with meditation. For you, perhaps it's prayer, perhaps it's solitude, it's silence. It's so important, I believe, to temporarily shut out all the rest of the voices in our world so that we can listen to ourselves. For some of you, it might be the voice of the Creator, the voice of the universe, the voice of God speaking to you and speaking through you. But to allow that, we have to give ourselves the time. We have to commit to the place, to the space, to the opportunity for that to happen. And that's why I believe it's so important. We create the time. We make time every day or regularly each week to shut out the rest of the noise. Maybe for you it's noise-canceling headphones or AirPod Pros or whatever device that works for you, or playing some environmental noise on your stereo, on your mobile phone, on your computer, that will shut out the rest of that noise and just allow you to be fully present with yourself and strain to hear the sound of your own voice. I believe it is so important that each of us do this so that we are aligned with that person you were meant to be, that person you were born to be. That's your challenge, that's your encouragement this week, is to craft time. It may be just 5 or 8 minutes in the morning. I know if you're like me, you have a very busy life and you wake up and the day just starts going and runs away from you. But when we intentionally make the time, make that space for ourselves, it's amazing that the other people in our life, whether they're at work, in our family, even strangers on the street, will benefit from our renewed sense of self, from our sense of calmness, from our sense of connectedness. Now, this isn't something you have to go and buy some fancy mystical robe and put down some particular cloth and do some chanting, but even just creating the space and the time for you yourself to contemplate and really listen to your inner voice. My name's Chet Davis, and this is Reflections.